The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snack Box.
I was over at South Stratty yesterday morning. I was out of phone range, and then when I came back in to phone range, I think I had 38 messages on my phone, mostly from our Brekkie Show group, because the news had broken about Donald Trump.
Right.
Oh, yeah, when did that actually happen?
Well, it must have been yesterday morning, our time. Because that's when the
Yes,
phone,
yes, yes, yes.
because that's when the phone started going berserk. When I came into range, I was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, well, it's like right now in the States, it'd be on the West Coast, it'd be sort of early afternoon.
I guess so.
But
Sunday afternoon.
That's when it happened, wasn't it, over there?
Trump was at a rally in Pennsylvania. About 10 minutes in, I'm sure you've all seen the footage by now, and then a bullet, it grazed his left ear.
How close?
Reckon it just got the top of his left ear, Suze.
I can't believe how close it was to his temple. I mean, how lucky was he? Or unlucky, depending on which way you
Lucky,
look
really.
at it. Lucky.
You got to think, like, that's millimetres away from,
Yeah. What about the guy that said he saw the shooter and he told the police?
Crazy.
And then
Weird.
they said they didn't do anything.
He was just a civilian too.
The guy, yeah.
20-year-old local.
No.
Who?
The guy who spotted the gunman. He wasn't security
yeah.
detail. He was, and he was saying, "Hey, there's a guy up there."
With a rifle.
Commando crawling, wasn't he? Did he say? Or anyway.
Yeah, with a rifle. People were yelling out the guy's name. Have you seen that video?
No,
What was the guy's last name?
Crooks.
Like going, Crooks, what are you doing? Like, so he was just a local. I knew him as he was, and then it all happens. It was bizarre, this series of events and how it all happened. And then it looked like as soon as he shot, they shot him.
Yeah.
So what, they waiting? Like
It's
well,
like
there's a guy on a rifle on a roof. They waited for him to take the first shot.
And did Crooks, when he made the shot, that he fired several shots, didn't he?
6, was it?
Well, it's hard to tell whether the others. I don't know, because at some point the shots you would have heard were the ones shooting him.
Have you seen the footage of the anti-sniper personnel that were on the roof?
Yeah.
And it's like the guy's sort of looking through his scope, and then he pulls away, and you see the shots, and then he goes
Then he
back.
goes bang. Yeah. Strange.
So
Very
many
strange.
questions. And how did Trump have the what's the word? Fortitude's the wrong word, isn't it? You know, to go. He's been shot, and then he goes and does that fight.
It's so
thing.
Trump, isn't it? Like it's.
But you think you've just
Would
been
you be
shot.
shocked?
That's going to be a famous image for a long time to come.
No.
Like you've just been shot, and to think, okay, this is an opportunity
Yeah, I know.
to put my fist in the air. Like that is what on earth?
And
Like surely you'd hit the deck and wouldn't you?
Didn't he
you
get
would.
down straight away? Like he went down straight away, and then I've heard other bits of audio where somebody, and I think it's Trump, yelling out for his shoes.
I did read that. Yeah, get my shoes. How did his shoes fall off?
I don't know. Is he like John McClane in?
What's that?
I didn't hear the shoe thing.
No, yeah, he
Yeah, I
yelled
did,
out
yeah.
for his shoes.
He goes, get my shoes, because they said, we're going off, whatever the security guards. And he goes, get my shoes. Not like that, obviously.
It was exactly like that.
Yeah.
But that's just
Hey, get my shoes! Get my shoes!
In a Irish voice.
I didn't even know about the shoes thing.
Yeah.
But I mean that's
they must have been
politically
loafers.
now. What?
Must have been
Why is he
loafers.
wearing Crocs?
Yeah, he's ugly there.
Politically now, I mean, I don't. Politics aside,
This puts him over the edge, doesn't it?
I think betting's
yeah.
$1.50. I think he dropped 15 cents or something in betting. But how can you, the Biden camp now is just like, what do you do?
Is Biden going to keep going?
I don't.
Is it his decision, Biden? Surely he has advisors telling him he has to pull out.
Well, I mean, and in the wake of this, whether or not, him pulling out would cause more tumult, who knows?
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snack Box.
One of the greatest ever joins us now, Darren Lockyer. Lockie, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, Ash. Morning, team.
Morning, mate. How are you?
Morning, mate. Hey, before we
see
get
you.
into the origin stuff, Lockie, I the last time I saw you was over the holidays down at
Where did you see him?
Pizzey Park, and for the state championships, the
yes.
under-12 state championships, and I don't know if you've spoken about it, but I want to say congratulations. We mentioned it that your boy Flynn.
Flynn.
That he captained Brisbane Metro North to the grand final.
Yep. Shattered.
They won the state
Shattered
championships.
South Coast dreams.
Yeah, he did. He broke our hearts along the way. But he then made the Queensland under-12
Yeah, wow,
rugby
fullback.
league team, which is just a phenomenal effort, mate. You've got to, like, just as a dad, you've got to be so proud of your kid there.
Oh, very proud. he normally plays in the halves, and he got selected to fullback, and he was a bit rattled by that. But I said to him, mate, most of the best players in the NRL play fullback, so don't feel like it's a demotion. But he got his head around that pretty quick, and he was captain. He's a good talker. He reads the game well, so really proud of his effort. He goes to Canberra in August.
Yeah, so they still play it because my dad coached that team back in the 80s. Lockie, did you make that team? I'm trying to remember whether you would have been about the 88 vintage, wouldn't you?
89. I played for Queensland, and
Did you?
it's funny how my first ever time playing at Wayne Park was for Queensland under 12s team against New South Wales. It was Broncos versus Parramatta. It was the curtain raiser to that game, and I got to go in the dressing rooms after the game and meet people like Wally Lewis, and
Oh, wow.
it was a pretty a day I never forget. The other thing I don't never forget is half the team was smoking in the dressing room after the game.
What, the 12-year-olds, not your team?
Yeah. No, well, the game was sponsored by Winfield, right? So I was talking to Wally about it the other night.
Really?
They used to just hand cigarettes out, and so that was one of my greatest memories. At the same time, sort of, I didn't realise that the King was not that I'm giving away any secrets. I didn't realise the King was a huge data back in the day.
Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it?
And do the kids listen to your advice? Like, I know my kids don't listen to me when they go to a swimming carnival. So when you're driving out to the footy match, do you give them tips and do they listen?
I give them a couple of tips. I don't, I just try and keep it pretty simple. And Flynn's one of those, he asks questions. He's inquisitive. He wants to learn. So I like that about him. And, if he has a game where he's made a few mistakes, he's always a bit down on himself. So he cares about it, and that's good to see. Just with Ash, you said the last time you saw me was at Pizzey Park. That's incorrect. I saw you on the weekend at Southport.
Oh, were you there, were you?
I was there hiding under the tree.
See, Lockie always because our boys played each other again just on the weekend for school footy.
Oh.
Like Archie's starting to get like nightmares about ever coming up against Flynn Lockyer ever again. It was another last minute victory that they got. Oh, sorry, I didn't catch you on the weekend, but mate, that's pretty special, isn't it? Like for you at 12 years of age to make that Queensland team, and then for Flynn to come along and do it, like that's
pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And look, obviously really proud of him now, and he obviously wants to achieve things later in life with it. So we'll just see how we go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's look at the big game on Wednesday. We've got a great record when it comes to deciding matches up at Suncorp Stadium. But what's it like, mate, when everything is on the line, playing at Suncorp? What's your take on Game 3 here?
Yeah, well, the weekend footy's done, so it pretty much from today's a day off, and then it just all the focus, obviously, and attention turns to Wednesday night. And I always found once we got to Monday, even though today's a day off, that's when the nerves start to kick in, and you start thinking about the bus ride to the game, and you got the police escorts driving you through. It's already putting goosebumps on the back of my neck now talking about it. And you're sort of envisaging Wednesday night coming, then I think what most Queensland players are always feeling when they get on that bus, it's we've got all these people that are watching us on TV, we've got all these people that are coming to the game, and they're coming to see us win. So we want to just do everything we can to give the people of Queensland what they want, and that's what it comes down to, and that's where the desperation comes from. That's where the extra efforts come from, and it's a once in a lifetime experience to play a decider. Well, for some it's not once in a lifetime, but to play a decider in Brisbane, it doesn't get any better.
The way they outmuscled us in Game 2, Lockie, was like almost unprecedented, really, wasn't it? Do you feel like we have the physicality to be able to combat that in the decider, particularly early on?
Well, we have to. We've got no choice. Look, they'll obviously come out to replicate what they did in Game 2. I also think they'll be ready for us as well. Like they wanted to drive down Caxton Street. Like They want to embrace
Yeah,
the
wow.
hostilities. So I know that's Maguire's mentality, and I know that they'll play well. There's no doubt about that. We just need to be better.
It feels like
You're right, go
sorry,
Susie.
Lucky. It feels like the New South Welshmen have really finally worked out what it means to be a Queenslander. To me, just watching it, they feel like they're finally getting their spirit going, because it seems like we're always going to win. I just feel like we're always going to win, and now I'm a little bit worried. Do you think they've finally worked out the spirit they need, the New South Wales team?
Yeah, I think when Maguire was, in pre-selecting game one team, like he was always out there talking about he wants to pick players on character, and I think that's always been Queensland's. That's always been Queensland's sort of mandate. That we pick the people with character and people that care and people that just never give up. So I think they dropped a couple of big names and they sort of replaced those people with probably not as skillful, but people with I guess that work ethic and character that is required at this level. So yeah, like this will be big, this game. Like it'll be close and it'll be like the atmosphere. I don't think you'll get any better.
Oh, it's going to be all time. It's going to be all time. There's so much to play for. Wednesday night.
It'll be cold too, 5 degrees, I reckon.
Yeah, they reckon 5 degrees. Wednesday night, Channel 9 HD, 9 now on Wednesday from 7 p.m. The great Darren Lockyer. Thanks, Lockie.
Can't wait.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your week and enjoy the footy Wednesday night.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snack Box.
Lock you later, Brocky now.
Oh, good work,
Ned
David.
I've missed that.
Brockman.
I've missed that.
We got you there, Ned?
Yeah, g'day guys, how are you? It's a shame I'm not Lockyer. I've got a bit croaky voice, but not that bad.
Oh, yeah. There you go, guys.
Ned
going on?
burst onto the scene like a couple of years ago, did that run from Perth to Sydney in 47 days, which is a record. Raised a heap of money as well, I think $2.5 million for a great cause. And you're back, mate. You've come up with something now. Lutzi and I were trying to get our heads around this last week. What you're about to attempt in October, it just seems ludicrous. Can you talk us through it? What is the challenge?
Yeah, so I guess you're only as good as your last performance. I am taking on the 1,000-mile record, fastest person to run 1,000 miles, which currently stands at 10 days, 10 hours and 30 minutes, which is average around 150k a day. I'm hoping to go 160 kilometres a day, but the kicker is around Sydney Olympic Park Athletics track, the 400-metre track out there.
What, in circles?
Yeah,
You
so
don't do it in circles.
Full marathons.
just looping
No.
around in circles, 403 laps a day. Yeah,
You'll go mad.
yeah. I think I'm already
is
there.
mad.
So that's all good. Yeah.
How long would that... I'm just trying to do the math on 24 hours in a day, doing 4 marathons a day, essentially. That's...
Yep.
How long? What
Yeah,
pace
so
are you doing
on
it
a
at?
good day, I just did a training run last Friday where I ran 161k in 14 hours, but that'll be a good day. In a bad day, anywhere up to 22 hours. Hopefully not, but yeah, that doesn't leave much time for sleep and recovery. But it's only 10 days, not 46 days this time, so we should be sweet.
But that really doesn't leave any time for recovery. Like if you blow out to a 22 hours, you're
not leaving the track. You're sleeping trackside.
What are you
Yeah,
going to do,
absolutely.
like eating and that type of stuff, like toilet breaks and all of that? I guess, just take it as you need it, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the 14-hour run I did on Friday, the 161, that's included with toilet, food, shoe change, sock change, all of that. It's one of those things that you just got to hold on, bite down on the pillow, and just sleep isn't gifted, isn't a given. So you've just got to show up and do the thing you said you're going to do. Throw yourself in the fire and hold on.
Do you go different directions?
Yeah, I want to ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every hour I will alternate. So
good.
all I've got to do is just turn every hour 16 times, and I'll be done.
Oh my God.
How do you maintain fitness? I remember I was talking to Timmy Franklin about this last week. He just did his big run
big fella.
around the world. Now he's trying to get back into like triathlon now and get some speed. How do you get your speed back after running around the world for 2.5 years? Like same for you.
Timmy-
How do you maintain?
Yeah, I guess it's just my training at the moment. I'm roughly anywhere from 200 to 300k weeks at the moment, which is just shy of a marathon a day, which is only a quarter of what I'll be running. But there's an element of like you can only really do so much in your training. You're gonna get injured. You're better off getting injured on the run than injured during training and not be able to train.
Right.
So, it's a fine balance. Obviously, I'm reaching far here, and it's not a given that I'll get it done, but I'll leave nothing to chance and make sure I leave it all out there.
The Ned Brockman story is going to be available on Fox Sports and KO tomorrow at 8:30 following the back page. What are we going to learn there about you, Ned? Like, what you're doing is freakish stuff. I know you're a Sparky in a former life.
Ex-Sparky, yeah.
What were you like as an athlete coming through? Like when you're 15, 16, were you always up for these type of things?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I only really picked up running about 4 years ago. So when I turned about 20 during COVID, I kind of took it on, and that's kind of shows through the doco, which, as you said, launches tomorrow night on Foxtel and KO. Yeah, I'm very excited to see kind of show people how this all came about. My amazing leaders, Mum and Dad, who showed me the way. And then everything in between. It's been well received. The premieres were amazing, and I'm just really keen for people to watch and understand why I do what I do.
Was there a point in your running where something clicked for you and you went, holy hell, I've got a whole other gear here that I didn't know it was available to me? Or what? Yeah, what happened? Yeah, was it a mental thing that made you realise you could do these things?
Yeah, it's like an untapped area where I think the longer you hold on trying to attain something, the more euphoric it is when you actually get it. And then it just kind of... It was the natural progression for me. I ran 50 marathons in 50 days in 2020, ran the cross-country run in 2022, and I think life's about moments, and we've got an ever-diminishing amount of time here, so you may as well do the thing that scares the hell out of you. That's my opinion anyway. And, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get people to see is, like, this isn't about, me or anything. It's actually just about getting people and myself moving and making the most of a very, very short amount of time here.
Yeah, you're challenging Aussies to participate by doing something uncomfortable for 10 days in the hope to raise some big funds for people experiencing homelessness. Can they get involved officially through you on your Instagram? What's the go there?
Yeah, so we've set up nedsuncomfortablechallenge.com. Off the back of my run, 10 days later, you'll be able to start your own. It's similar to a Movember or a September or a push-up challenge where you take on your own uncomfortable challenge for 10 days and raise money for Mobilise, which is the awesome homelessness charity that we raised the 2.6 for last year. We're hoping to smash that and continue to help out our Aussies experiencing homelessness.
160k a day for 10 days straight. That's pretty much running from Brisbane to Cairns. I think Brisbane to Cairns is like 1,700 kilometres. He's doing 1,600 kilometres. It's freakish. All around an athletics track. I didn't even realise that, mate. We wish you the best. We'll check in with you before October as well, but good luck with the training.
And the show.
Yeah, and the show tomorrow night on Fox and KO.
Appreciate
Cheers,
it, legends. Thanks a heap.
See you, mate.
The Ash Lutzi and Susie Snack Box.
I had a bit of a freakish moment yesterday with my dog, Sonny Bill.
Oh.
Suze, it was the only other time it's happened with Sonny Bill. We were running like years ago, and he was on a leash, and he's just stopped. And he's a big unit, like he's probably 45 kilo, I reckon. So when he puts his anchor down, it just like rips your shoulder out of its socket. But on that occasion, he saw an echidna.
I remember that story, I think.
And the echidna did its whole bristle thing up, and I was just like, thank God he was on the leash, because have you ever seen those pictures of like when a lion attacks a... have you ever seen that? They end up with all the spears in the face. Yeah. I was thinking that was going to be Sonny Bill years ago.
You trying to pull out all the sticks.
If he had have gone it.
Spikes.
But yesterday came across, walking through the bush, and Jode had said to me, put him on the lead, which he should have been on the lead, but I was like, oh, he'll be right, because we were just going up to this track, and he's raced ahead, and then I can see he's got his face in these ferns, and thank God Archie and Jode had already gone ahead of me, and I've gone up and I've looked down. He is face to face with a snake. With a snake, and I don't know snakes, but this was a big snake. Like it was.
Was it like have it propped up or whatever?
No, it was like they were just looking at each other, and then the and he must have sensed at some stage that not sure exactly what to do here, and I've come in and I've seen it, and it's just like flight or what is it? Fight or flight?
Fight or flight.
Yeah. Well, I was just completely. I was as
You froze.
paralysed.
You were flight.
I was complete frozen.
Fight, or what's the one where you paralysed? Yeah, fight or flight or freeze.
Or freeze. I'm freeze.
Yeah.
I worked out. I'm freeze. because-
Freeze.
But Buzz, I didn't want to go, Sonny, get the
Yeah.
hell away, or freak him out because I didn't want the snake to do anything. And they just kind of like, they just came to this agreement. And I slowly walked up to Sonny and I just grabbed him by his collar, and then the snake just kind of went away.
Do you know what kind of snake it was?
I don't. It was.
Let's say a brown snake.
Well, Suze,
A killer.
It was a brown snake. I don't know if it was a
colour.
brown snake,
So it wasn't
but it was the colour brown.
So it wasn't a carpet snake. It wasn't a friendly snake.
It was
It was
green.
or a green
It,
snake.
it definitely wasn't a
green
green.
one.
It was a
snake.
brown
The
snake.
green ones are pretty friendly.
Yeah, they're friendly too.
Yeah, but the brown snakes are the danger. Buzz,
Scary.
I'm looking
Scary.
at snakes now and I
you
can't.
know,
oh,
you
no.
know that shiver you just got there?
Yeah.
That's what I've been getting all day.
Yeah.
Just that. Ugh.
You look
is-
at them and they're just.
Yeah.
I saw some footage on Instagram the other day of these three ladies. Where were they? Maybe Canada. And they just were frozen as well. They'd been out walking and a bear had come up to them. You know, those big killer bears, whatever they are. And they were just frozen and the bear was like sniffing them and like touching them. And they couldn't move. And I thought, I wonder what I would do. There was a lady like about 10 metres away. And if I'd have been her, I reckon I would have taken off.
Yeah.
Because he could have got the other two.
Yeah.
But she was frozen as well.
Isn't that what you're meant to do?
Freeze, yeah.
Freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't move, but the bear's like and touching them.
That's
There was-
incredible to have that foresight though when you're in that situation,
Oh, yeah.
just to stop.
Oh,
Like honestly,
There was I can't even say where this was, but there was somewhere I was recently, and there's a bar / place where you go and get a burger or a beer or whatever, and they told me like you know there's a snake in the ceiling right above like where the chips are, and I was like what? And he's like go have a look, and it was just curled up sleeping during the winter. It lives there, but they're like. Don't tell the girls serving because they don't know it's there, and they'll freak. So these girls are you're getting like, can I get a beer and a burger, please? And they're no worries, and I'm like,
Can you see it?
Everyone must be just like looking above them.
oh, nah.
It's right there, and these poor girls had no idea it was there. I can't even say where it was.
In Brisbane?
Yes.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snack Box.
It's good to be back.
Yep.
I've been away for a month in
Everywhere.
in Europe. So the whole family went. So it was Cliff and me and the two kids. They're 18 and 20.
Kids in inverted commas these days,
They're
aren't
like
they?
adults
They're
now.
adults,
Oh, we had such a good trip. The only really hiccup we had is we nearly missed our first flight out of Brisbane.
Oh, really?
because we all were, because we're all drinking age, we all got to the airport and kind of. Well, you actually, Lutzi, I'm going to blame you for this.
yeah, lots
What
of.
am I gonna do with
Lutzi,
it?
yeah, you sent me a text going and something about asking about something, but then you go, enjoy your holiday. Your kids are adults now. Just have a few drinks and really enjoy it. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So we got to the airport and all started drinking.
Good one, Lutzi.
Good one.
Oh,
That's
nice.
clearly my fault.
I think we all thought that everyone else was, listening
Listening for the call.
Did you ever do
Yeah.
that? It was four of you, so you just always think the other person's doing it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we got this thing saying they're shutting the doors, and we hear our names over the things. Anyway, so that was a bit stressful. Running to the aeroplane at 100 miles an hour.
Were you the last on the flight?
Oh, yes, they're about to take our bags off.
Really?
It was really embarrassing because,
my
I'm
God.
on time, usually really, what's the word? Diligent.
Punctual. Yeah.
Punctual and diligent with that stuff. I don't know. 4 champagnes and I was just like, wow.
Oh, that noise, yeah.
Susie O'Neill.
Yes. Cliff Fairley.
What it is.
Oh, God. It was sure. But no, it was good. One of the best things we did was a big bicycle thing through Italy. It's because it's summer over there.
Like a
but-
tour.
No, it was just the 4 of us on
No,
e-bikes.
you were doing
Oh wow.
It looked semi-dangerous, to be honest.
Well, that day was dangerous. It took 9 hours,
Well,
and it was all through the ski places in Italy. But you do a big circle.
even Ned Brockman would talk at that.
Yeah, it was 60 kilometres. But what you do,
Is it e-bike? You mean
e-bikes,
electric?
electric bikes, which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah,
but it's like stuff that Levi does, Ash, in the winter resorts in summer. You can catch the chairlifts up or the gondolas up with your bikes.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And then you go down sort of the ski
cool.
run.
Yeah, I've seen that at Queenstown. They do that, I think.
Yeah, and they might even do it in Threadbow.
Do they? Yeah.
Do they now? And then
Probably,
you catch up the chairlift up and then you go down
on
again.
the e-bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It was really good, but it was really technical. We didn't realise because, well, Cliff...
It looked beyond me. I don't
was-
think I'd have been comfortable.
I walked a bit of it, I've got to say. And Alex came along, our 20-year-old daughter, who doesn't really bike ride.
Did she stack it?
She had the biggest stack
Yeah, we did. I don't know
in
that. Yeah.
because I put it on Instagram. Her
yeah.
bruise, the biggest stack in the world. Like I saw it because you go down single trails where it's all rocky and the big turns. Have you heard of? I think they're called berms in mountain biking. We
Yeah.
go up. It's like a big wave.
Yeah.
And
It looked
around like
difficult.
that. It was really difficult. And I was watching Alex at one stage, and I don't know how she didn't break her neck. Like she must have put her front brakes on, and the bikes were really heavy, and she just went straight over and did a somersault
Oh,
with this
God.
massive
Oh, my God.
bike. Her bruise on her thigh was almost, I mean, I'm exaggerating a bit, but almost knee to hip.
Yeah, right.
It was like the poor
Did she have
thing.
to hobble around for the rest of the trip?
She wasn't too bad. She had a massive had a massive bruise there, a massive bruise on
Tears?
her calf. No, she was so tough.
Pretty tough.
We were so proud of her. We were so proud of little Alex. No,
They did.
she actually
Ooh,
said,
she could have put on a turn.
yeah,
Couldn't
she
she?
could have.
You know.
She could have. She's actually said it was her favourite day in the end. Isn't that funny?
Really?
The 9 hours it took us. I
It's
mean,
hot-
by
it's-
the end, I was a bit like, oh my God.
It's high risk
Finish
though. You're
this
putting
thing.
yourself into an injury sort of predicament when
Yeah.
you're on holiday. It's like the only cycling I did ever with my family was in Galway in Ireland, and Mum famously was like, "Oh, look at the Galway Bay pub!" Bang, straight into a post.
Oh,
I could see how that could happen.
And she was like, "No, I'm fine for 2 weeks." She had 2 broken ribs.
Oh, no.
And just pretended nothing because she didn't want to wreck the holiday.
That is the worst
So
if you
she
have broken
just
ribs.
soldiered on.
Okay.
Wow, what
Yeah.
a trooper.
Yeah.
Oh God. No, Alex was fine, I think. I mean, this bruise, I should put a photo of it up somewhere.
yeah, we'll throw it on our
Our
socials.
socials as well. I mean, she's still got it. It's very impressive.
Really?
Very impressive.
We're very impressed.
We're very
with this.
proud of her. Well done, Alex. But the kids are still over there, actually. They stayed over for...
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're travelling together. So,
And how are they getting along?
well, you know, they had one day that they didn't like each other very much,
Yeah.
like as all siblings
Because
go through, I think.
you're rooming a lot together. That's a difficult. Again, that same
Close
trip.
quarters.
We had actually because you said sometimes you were all room in the same
All
room.
4 of us,
and that's
yeah.
the same as what I did with my brother and
Parents.
my mum and dad. And I just remember, don't know whether it was me. One of us complained about the other one, like waking up in the morning from a big night out, and you just the arse completely on display. You know, no,
Their butt?
Yeah, my butt. It was
Oh.
either mine or Brad's. I can't remember whether I saw his or he saw mine. That's like, you know,
That was the tipping point.
the sheets sort of drifted off, and it's just bare ass. You
Yeah.
know, your brother's butt, and that got a bit much after a while.
Well, especially with Brad, he's had his problems down there.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snack Box.